Hi, welcome back. It's this time of the year. Fall is here. So now we have to prepare for good old winter. We have to close off the garden, close off all the flowers. We have to empty all the pots and prepare for winter. So now we're going to winterize. So here we go.
No, ready na.
It always breaks my heart when it's time to do this. But it is what it is. This we live in the north, and in Canada our winters are very strong. Well, here in Montreal, Quebec, it's very, very strong. So we have to do what we have to do. You know, this flower is still beautiful, but it's got to go. There you go. So what do we do here? This is not a garbage can. This is a compost can. So once a week they come and pick it up. So everything that's compost we have to put in here. So it's bye-bye lettuce, bye-bye tower garden. The tower garden, it's made to grow indoors. But I don't have place for that. So I don't. I store it away and I use it only in the summer. So no more lettuce. All the herbs, the basil, the thyme, the celery and shallot, we already harvested it and we blend it up and stored it so that in the winter we're going to have green seasoning all winter. Here we have some kale. This is sweet kale and the curly leaf kale. I'm leaving that for now because my neighbor is going to come and I'm going to give this all to her with some of the spinach, the poi bhaji, and the Swiss chard. So when she comes, we're going to harvest all of that and then she'll take it. We're not going to try and throw that away. So what I do with these, I leave them as is. And then they dry up in the winter, and then in the spring, I just break off all the dry branches and I throw them away. That's what I do with that. But for the rose bush, we can't leave it like this. We have to cut. And what I was told is 2 inches from the bottom, that's where you cut. So here, you have to be careful, they have thorns on it. So you cut it at the bottom. And then when you cut it like that, in the spring it comes back up. These also I leave them like that. I don't touch them. In the spring, they all are dry, and then I break them up and I put them in the compost. So this I wouldn't touch. Now I still have beans here coming. As you can see, there's still beans here. I'm not going to touch this. We still have what, a week or maybe 2 weeks that's going to be sunny. So I could still get some beans. This beans is very delicious. It looks nothing like bora or long beans, but it tastes the same. It tastes almost the same. And I like it a lot. And so far we have a lot for the winter. So I'm happy about this.
Fatso is always eating. Fatso is getting ready for winter.
So these are the wildflowers. Actually, I didn't plant it this year. I planted it last year. But maybe there were some seeds that didn't grow last year or something like that, or seeds fell from the plants last year and they grew again. But now I'll have to take them out. In between these flowers, we planted beets and carrots. And I'm also going to pick some carrots at the same time. So these flowers, I'm going to pull them out. So I'm going to get my carrot. Okay, it's not very long, but this is not a long one. It's a short one. It's not bad. Oh, this one is green. Too bad. Actually, this is not a green carrot. We planted the colored carrots. So this is a white one. I hope I could get some that was I think burgundy in color. Some of them were kind of brown in color. So we'll see. Oh, I forgot to show you this one that I harvest. Wow. I don't think they're quite ready yet, but we have to pull out. These are the beets. These are small, but they'll work well in salad. These are no good. Yellow. So all good things must come to an end. Some of the eggplants I will keep for another couple of weeks, but or maybe one more week. These clips, I tried to save them because they're reusable. I'll pick these tomatoes, but we use them in our eggs. I still have some tomatoes to pick on top, so I'm going to climb up to pick those that are good. So we took off one eggplant and 2 tomato plants. So what I'm doing is I'm taking off these clips because we'll reuse them. Waste not, want not. Because these are the clips that we use and we kind of grow it up on the string. So the tomatoes were actually growing in slabs, rock wool slabs. So that's done. So this is garbage. This is garbage. So what it is, you plant here and then the roots grow onto the big plant. This year when I did it, I didn't put the automatic feeding system. I was watering it by water can every 3-4 days. And that's why you have this green algae on top. But here there's no green algae. So next year this is not going to happen because I'm going to put an automatic feeding system with the water is going to come feed it 4 times a day, 3-4 times depending. I will check it. And there's going to be a tube that's going to put the water in. So you're not going to have the green algae like this. It'll be more like this here. So this is the product. It's called rock wool. That's what it is. So I finished the tomato plants that I grew in the slab. Now I'm doing the ones in the bucket. It's same process. We are continuing with the project of closing the yard down for the winter. I intended to cut off the spinach, but I will leave it for a week or so, if possible 2 weeks, because I need seeds, and we will need seeds for next summer. and the seeds are still green. There's some of them that turn purple. When they're purple, they're good. So I'm gonna leave this. I'm not gonna touch it for now. I'll leave it for now. I hope that we have enough warmth so that the seeds can mature and I can harvest them. It is sad in a way. My hydroponic garden will come to an end today. Today I close it down. So all the eggplants, baby ones or good ones, will all be picked. All of the Swiss chard, bok chow, sweet kale, everything gone. This is my last harvest of my eggplants. I've never got so much eggplants in my life, and they're so delicious. Everybody that I gave it to enjoyed it very much. They said it tastes amazing. So this, I'm not keeping any of this. This is going to two of my friends, Alina and Brother Shafiq. That's it. Look at the size of these things. This is amazing. It's really sad that I have to pick it. I have to cut the tree down. Because the thing is with peppers, one day of frost, if it just goes to zero, one day, one night, it's done. They all turn into jello. So, like they say in Guyana, you lost corn, you lost hooks. So it's better you pick what you can and don't think about what can happen. Here we have bok chow. See, look at the root. Some of the leaves they have, like the bugs eat them. That's good. We'll give them away. This So this I'm taking to somebody else. Now if you're wondering why I'm taking to people I'm not keeping, the freezers are full. So I don't have room for anything else. I have to give them away. So what I'm doing here, okay, well, I'll break that off, put that in the bag. Here, it's these rock pods that I'm keeping for next year. I'm keeping them for next year so that I can reuse them. That's what I have. This is a sacrifice we make for living in the north. Summer does come to an end. My last harvest, eggplant, some peppers, not much. I know I said I was gonna cut them, but I checked the weather. It should be okay for one more week, so I'm gonna leave it one more week. And then here we have Swiss chard and kale and sweet kale. So that is amazing healthy green food. Not keeping it. I have enough. I'm gonna go give that to somebody. So that's it. The waterfall is done. That's it. Now I just have to wash it and let it dry, put it away. Gone. And this really is for the camera girl.
Thank you, Annie.
So the winterization continues. Yesterday we worked, we got rid of everything. The pipe, we turned it upside down, leave it like that. So that's how it's gonna stay for winter. This year I'm gonna try, I'm not gonna take these things off. I'm gonna leave them and see what happens this winter. I think it will be fine. So I don't want to take it off and then spring put it back on. It doesn't make sense. So I'll leave it like that for now. I had to cut this pipe so to put it there. So I'll just glue a connection together. I cut this one here so that water can drain out. Because if water is inside the pipe, they can bust. So that's what we did. We remove all the buckets. Some we put along the fence, and some we stored in the cabano. So now I'm going to start to clean the spa for the winter. So last night what I did was I put it's called Spa Purge. This is to disinfect all the pipes inside of it. So you have to leave it like overnight, and it cleans everything, disinfects everything. But the trick is when you put it in, you put on the spa, you close everything and leave it, because if you stay, you're gonna have anxiety, because it starts to bubble and it fills the whole, makes a like a kind of mess. So just leave it so you don't see it and go. And then by the time you come back the next day, it's all clean again. There's no more, the bubbles are just inside. So that's what I do. This weekend we have a little bit of a nice weather. It's like 9 degrees outside. So I want to change the water, wash it before it gets colder. Because if not, and it starts to freeze, then I can't change the water, and then the water will have to stay there all winter, which is not good. This water was here for a while, so I'm gonna change the water. So what you do is, the first thing you do, you take the filter off. This is the filter that was in there. See, it's dirty. I'm gonna wash this, clean this, and then you add this into it and leave it for 12 hours. And now I'm just gonna let it run a little bit, and then I'm gonna start to empty this. I forgot to mention that the water, the temperature before you put that sponge inside, it has to be above 96 degrees Fahrenheit. So I shut it off. I shut off the breaker, and now I have this apparatus where we use this to drain the spa. So you just put it in and you shake it like that, and that's it. It'll drain it. So this leads to one of the French drain I have, and I have a drain that goes under the driveway and it comes out on the street. So it's easy for me. I know it's like a waste, but it's almost 3/4 of a container, the compost container of poi bhaji. But it was cold and some of the leaves are a little bit burnt, so and we had nobody, our freezers are full. We have nobody to take it, so I just threw it out. So I shut off the tower garden. I cut off all the plants. No more water, but they're still thriving. Look, the shallot is still coming. The what is this? The celery is still growing. The parsley is still growing. The lettuce is trying to grow, but I'm gonna take it apart today and clean it up, wash it, and put it away for the winter. So, as you can see, the water is going down, and I'm just cleaning some of the grime at the water line. With your spa, you have to work to keep it clean. If not, it could go very bad. But once you keep doing it periodically, it's fine. But for me, it's all worth it because I enjoy this very much. So another fall project is finished. Well, I didn't spend the whole day doing this because I filled it a couple of times, rinsed it off, emptied it, refill it again a couple of times just to make sure that the water is clean and it looks beautiful. So now I'm going to put in my filter, have a brand new filter and the chlorine, and after that it's done.
And the rubber duckies.
And the rubber duckies. So here's the rubber ducky, and here's the rubber fish. So I have a new filter here. The other one, you don't have to always put a new filter in. The other one, I'll wash it, I'll disinfect it, and then I'll use it next time. But this is a cover for the filter. You have to make sure it closes properly or else it'll float up. Then I'll just add my chlorine. That's it. So right now the water is at 60 degrees. In the winter I like it at 102. But I'll let it come up to 99 and then after that I'll put it at 102. So that's it. My project is done. To maintain a spa, it's not that difficult, but you have to always check the water. You have to check the pH, the alkaline, and the chlorine, and you have to either, you have to adjust it. And that's it, and it's very enjoyable. So, another project done. We'll continue with the next project. So one of the final things that we have to do for winter is we're putting up a car shed. We put this in the driveway in front every winter. I think the date is October 5th to October 15th to March 15th. Those are the days you're allowed to have it up. So we're putting this out. It's getting really cold now, so we have to do this. This is a tarp, and we have the frame there. So I'm gonna take this in front. I have my friend helping me, but he doesn't want to be on camera. So this is the frame. This is the roof to frame the shed. We call it Tempo, but the real name is not Tempo. Tempo is just a brand, but that's what everybody calls it. So here we have all the pieces to start to build it. So now the frame is up. The next thing is we're going to put the tarp on, and then it'll be finished. So I'm finished. I'm ready for a big bad winter. Winter can come anytime now. It's okay. We finished the shed for the car. The winter tires are on the cars. The sprinkler was flushed out of the water because you can't leave water in the sprinkler, they'll bust the pipes. The garden is shut down. All the trees are pruned, and I'm ready. So this is where my tank is for the nutrients. It's all closed up.